Hello everyone and welcome to the another video. So today we'll be looking about the good warehouse practice. So this is one of the regulation or one of the guidelines used in the pharmaceutical industry. There are other guidelines as well. Good documentation practice, good manufacturing practice, good laboratory practice, good clinical practice. But mainly today we'll focus on GWP, which is good warehouse practice. Part 1. This we'll see in different parts. So let's get started. What is good warehousing practice or what is good warehouse practice? GWP are guidelines and procedures that ensure pharmaceutical products are stored and handled safely and effectively. So this says that whatever the pharmaceutical products are there in our laboratory or in our company, whether it is R&D or whether it is manufacturing or any storage, so it should be handled safely and effectively so that whenever it is required we can easily get that, and it is the quality of product is up to the mark. So as you can see in the images, we can see different details about the good warehouse practices, how it can be done. So in my presentation you will see a lot of pictures which itself describes what is about the topic and what does it tells. So let's see another point. GWP are essential for maintaining product quality and integrity throughout the supply chain, right? It is very essential to maintain the product quality and integrity throughout the supply chains, means from the starting, from the receipt of the material to the exit of the material or to reach to the final destination. The quality should be properly maintained, right? It should not be disturbed or it should not be harmed at any stage of the process. GWP are fundamental principles in the pharmaceutical industry along with good manufacturing practices. As I said, this GWP, GMP, GLP, GCP, GDP, everything are interrelated to each other in some way or other. It cannot be say that it is not related. So whenever we are discussing about the GWP or any other guideline, we should keep in mind that the other guidelines are also important. We cannot ignore the other guideline and we cannot consider the single one guideline, right? So the next is the general requirements. What are the general requirements? So whatever points or whatever the information I am sharing with you is according to the international guideline. Is according to the international guideline, the Code of Federal Regulations. I am not adding a single point from my side, or I am not removing anything from my side. It is as per the CFR guideline, which is used in a standard company throughout the world, in a very standard company which is used, that I am going to convey you so that you do not get any wrong information or incomplete information. At each storage site there should be adequate number of qualified personnel to achieve pharmaceutical quality assurance objectives. As you can see, there should be enough educated or enough qualified personnel so that they can handle the situation, or they can handle the process or the procedures effectively. It should not be like that we are hiring some BTech person or some accounts person for the for the pharmaceutical products handling kind of work, right? So the person should be qualified in the sense they should be well educated, they should be well experienced enough to handle all the situations. National regulations in the country located on qualifications should be followed. So whatever the national regulations are there, say suppose if we are working in India, India has their own national regulations. If we are working in Australia or Canada, they have their own national regulations. Apart from the international regulations what is set, we should also follow, or we should also obey the national regulations in the country. All personnel should receive proper training in relation to good storage procedures, regulations, practice and safety. As I already said, there should be a very good proper training, right, to maintain the quality and efficacy of the product. Next is personal hygiene. All level of personal hygiene and sanitation should be trained and should be shown by all members of the organization. Whichever the members are there in the organization, be it at lower level or at higher level, all are responsible for the good pharmaceutical product output, right? So they should all follow the personal hygienes in whichever department they are working, whatever level they are working, right? Personnel employed in storage areas should wear suitable protective working garments appropriate for the activities they perform. So whatever the activities they perform, they should wear the proper PPEs, personal protective equipments, in order to be safe to themselves and also be safe to the pharmaceutical product. So they should not ignore this warning, or they should not ignore the safety procedures. As you can see in the picture, there are different kinds of personal equipments which can be used according to their activities. Unauthorized persons should not be allowed to enter the storage warehouse areas. It may lead to non-compliance and several regulatory issues. This is very clear. I think unauthorized persons should not be allowed. It depends on the what area you are working. So here to the storage area or to the warehouse areas, as we are talking about that, the unauthorized persons should not be allowed to enter there. There should be enough space to store the various categories of materials and products like starting materials, packaging materials, intermediate, bulk and finished products in quarantine, and release, rejected, return or recall product. So there are different products in the pharmaceutical storage area or warehouse. It's not like that only sample comes and goes to the manufacturing unit. So there are different products which are used for different purposes, like starting material, packaging material. So they should be stored in such a way that whenever we are required, or whenever audit happens, or whenever a such kind of inspection happens, they can easily be segregated from each other. They should not be mixed, because everyone has their own characteristics. Every packets or every package or every product have their own specifications to store, specifications to cater the information or cater the quality. So they should be stored in such a way that they can be easily available and should be easily inspected. Like we have many products in quarantine, release, rejected, depends on the quality or depends upon the situation. Any kind of accumulated waste or vermin should be cleaned immediately from the storage area and discarded according to the disposal guidelines. So right, we should not allow or we should not encourage any kind of waste products or any kind of contamination happening in the storage area. So you can imagine if a product is contaminated at the beginning, at the start of the material, and if we are giving that material for the manufacturing unit or for the R&D unit, so what impact it will carry, right? It will carry that impact throughout the process, throughout our cycle, whatever we are doing in the pharmaceutical company. So we should be very aware of that. Appropriate procedures for the cleanup of any spillage should be always present and trained to ensure complete removal of any risk of contamination. So if we are working in a warehouse or if we are working on the storage area, there are chances of spillage. There is no doubt or there is no problem in that, right? It can be spilled at any point of time, but it should be properly cleaned, and the trained personnel should always be present, that if any spillage happen, then they should clean that contamination at that point of time only. There should always be a written sanitation program available which shows the frequency of cleaning and the methods to be used to clean the premises and storage areas, right? There should be always be a written program. We cannot verbally remember anything or everything, or we cannot verbally say to other, or they can be freshers, they can be experienced, they can be many kind of personnel who want to refer to the reference document. So there should always be a written document. There should always be a written program for pest control. The waste control agents used should be safe, and there should be no risk of contamination of the materials in the pharmaceutical products. As I have already mentioned, they should be free from the contamination. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please do share with your friends, colleagues, relatives, seniors, juniors. Check out other videos for more information. This is all about my video. Thank you.